Oh, it is. It is. Thursday episode of Donno Daily here on the 5 Reasons Sports Network. I am Alex Donno, taking you for the next hour or so, talking some Miami Dolphins, talking some NFL draft. There's not a whole lot of intersection between those two topics, at least not before the first round. Will Miami do something crazy and trade into the first round? I doubt it. I doubt it. Crazier things have happened, but yeah, the Dolphins have a third-round pick, a fourth-round pick, two seventh-round picks this year in the draft. The first draft pick they have on the board, assuming they don't make any trades, they might. 102, pick 102. So we would not see the Dolphins draft until late in the second night, Friday night of the NFL draft. Oh, I love it. Our guy Dougie Fresh is in already. Says, hey, I've never been first. Well, there was Becky, the girl with the overbite and a Hello Kitty tramp stamp. Hello Kitty tramp stamp. Like, okay, if you were, I'm not single, so I can't comment on this. Been off the market for over 10 years. Jeez. But if you were like, if you're out like mingling, you're trying to, pick up a gal the old fashioned way, right? You're not on the dating services. Like you're actually out there in the bar trying to meet some lucky lady out there. If you were to see a woman who's like pretty attractive, all things considered, but then you realize she's got a Hello Kitty tramp stamp, would you consider that in the plus column or is that a red flag? I'm not even sure anymore. Like, I don't even know. Does that mean she's crazy or does that just mean she's weird? I don't know, man. Also, I feel a little bit underdressed today. I totally dressed like a slob today. I'm representing the old local proper football team today. But yeah, the last couple times I've been on, I've been wearing a suit. I've been suited up in honor of the Miami Heat gentleman's sweep. But I thought today, you know what? I wore suit and tie on Monday's episode. Tuesdays didn't have an episode because my kid, split his mouth open. It's a whole thing. Wednesday, I'm wearing a suit jacket and a pretty dapper red shirt, red and black in honor of the Miami Heat. So today I thought I'm just going to wear t-shirt that's a step above a car wash rag today. But I am representing the lovely 5 Reasons Sports Network with the 5 Reasons Sports Network cap. Brooklyn Rob says, anyone want a Mush quarterdeck gift card? I pay the guy's bill at the quarterdeck, and he reciprocates with a Mush card. I don't know what happened to the card. I don't know if it was the card or their system. Brooklyn Rob, I have other quarterdeck gift cards. I don't know if they'll work any better than the one that I passed on to you, but I will pass them on. So, all right, the question for today, and I want you guys to contemplate this in the live chat. And by the way, I hope there's actually people in here watching because Dopey Manny Chang, who I've not even seen in like 2 months, he set the start time today for 3 p.m., like the scheduled time. It's like we've been doing 2 p.m. starts for months. He schedules it for 3 p.m. today. So the live notifications probably didn't go out at the right time, okay? The people who turn the little bell on, the little ding for notifications. So if you have any friends and family who watch Donno Daily every day, just tell them Donno's on. 2 p.m., usual time, we go. Now, it's 11 a.m. where our guest is joining us from. The backdrop is beautiful, but you look like
I'm in the shadows here.
You're in the shadows.
I don't know why this is, but I guess it's a room with no windows except one right behind me. So
are you able to literally just turn around 180? Because then I think the sun from the window will be shining on. I mean, we wouldn't get that great. Is that New York behind you? Like, we wouldn't get that.
Yeah, and then you can see the MGM right there. See it?
Oh, beautiful.
See it?
Where are you staying? Is that the Signature?
No, I'm staying at the MGM.
Oh, you're staying at the MGM. I couldn't tell because I could see it in the background. I thought maybe you're at like one of the adjacent hotels. Dougie Fresh says witness protection, Manny. We got witness protection Arteaga on with us now. And so just in case you guys didn't know who is with us, Alfredo Arteaga is with us. Let me change the box there so you can see his name and his Twitter handle on there. So, okay, Alfredo. You see, I've seen some. I wake up this morning. Some people on Dolphins Twitter are so dumb, okay? I wake up this morning and there's a couple people on my timeline that are like angry because of some rumor about how the Dolphins are going to trade into the first round to draft Malik Willis. And then I'm like, well, where's this coming from? And so the person who apparently started this rumor, some schmo I've never heard of with 495 Twitter followers. It's like, that's what you're reacting to? Like, okay, is there any chance in your mind, because you're in Vegas, you're at the site of tonight's NFL draft, will the Dolphins be trading into the first round tonight?
No chance whatsoever. Like, that's not happening. I don't think they're trading into the second round either.
Yeah.
So I do think that maybe they package those 2 picks, 102, 125, and then try to move up to target whoever it is that they have in mind that can play for them this year. So, yeah, but Malik Willis, no, that's not happening.
Where do you think Malik Willis is going to end up?
I don't know.
He's a dynamic player. I'm curious.
I don't know. I think he makes a lot of sense to a lot of teams, right? Like, are the Steelers really going to go through with this Trubisky thing? I think he makes a lot of sense to the Steelers, even more sense to Seattle. So yeah, he's a perfect fit in a bunch of places. Carolina as well. So wherever Baker Mayfield doesn't end up, I guess is where Malik Willis will end up. I think he's the only. I've looked at these guys, up and down. He's the only quarterback prospect this year that even moves the needle just a little bit.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. So, I mean, I wanted to ask Dolphin fans, Alfredo, like why, outside of just the fact that we're all football fans, and if you're not watching the first round of the draft, you don't have a pulse, okay? But why should Dolphin fans be intrigued by the first round tonight? And the first thing in my mind is, hey, the Jets have a pair of top 10 picks. So I'm interested to see what directions they go in. Do you have any thought on that? The Jets who pick number 4 and number 9 tonight, who and what they may be targeting?
The rumor is that they're enamored with Kayvon Thibodeau, and he makes a lot of sense. They need an edge rusher. But if you're a Dolphin fan, how you get intrigued with this draft in the first round is by hate watching the Jets tonight. Like, you want them to do something incredibly stupid, okay? And then, then you can laugh at them, as they embark on the next 10 years of mediocrity or irrelevance, right? So I guess that's what you want to do. Another thing that I think is really interesting to see is Ahmad Sauce Gardner has been mocked.
Yeah.
At number 4 to the Jets.
I saw that today, Daniel Jeremiah. Yeah.
And he's a talker. And I even asked him, I don't know if you guys saw the videos that I put up on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel, but I asked him, what does he think about matching up with Stephon Diggs, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill? And he had what I would say a cocky answer that I'm sure nobody will replay over and over and over again the next time he plays Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle or Stephon Diggs, right? Yeah. So that's going to be that's going to be the drama tonight, is what the Jets do at number 4, because I think it matters. It really does matter.
Yeah, absolutely. And then another thing, I mean, at this point, I'm not necessarily expecting this to happen tonight, but do you think Deebo Samuel could get traded, Alf? Like, because I know there's some speculation that it could happen, quote unquote, on the clock tonight if San Francisco is looking to get somebody's first round pick.
Yeah. Of course, I could come away with this, looking, with a bunch of egg on my face, but I was told explicitly San Francisco's not trading Deebo Samuel. They're asking for the moon. And think of it this way. The Jets were dangling their second pick in the first round plus more. And that wasn't good enough. If that's not good enough, then nothing is good enough, right? Then that means Deebo's not getting traded. So I was told explicitly he is not getting traded. San Francisco wants more than the moon. So no, I would say he's not getting traded. I think he plays this season. I think they come to their senses. I think San Francisco eventually will pay him. He's worth the money. He's one of the best players in the league.
Yeah.
And, the market's the market. You either want a guy like that or you don't. The teams that have wanted a guy like that, they paid him. Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams. I think they just pay him. He's worth it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So Alfredo Arteaga joins us. He's in witness protection. I don't know if that's because of all the money he won or lost at the blackjack tables last night. We'll talk about the time he's having in Vegas. But as far as the early parts of the first round go. It's an interesting draft because unlike most of them, we're not expected to have quarterbacks flying off the board early. Most of the money is on Trayvon Walker, the edge rusher from Georgia, being the number 1 overall pick to Jacksonville. Is that set in stone for you? And do you think we could see any surprises in the top 4 or 5? And hopefully the Jets do something stupid. But how do you expect the top 5 to shake out?
I would say that Aiden Hutchinson should be number 1. I don't know why, as of late, I guess I want to call it a power struggle, but there's a couple of elements in the Jaguars front office, namely the owner and the general manager, that are probably in disagreement over who should be the number 1 overall pick. But whoever is that number one overall pick is going to create like a chain of events. I think you're going to see 3 edge rushers go pretty fast in the top 5. And then I wouldn't say I wouldn't. The only guy outside of the edge rushers that have a chance to crack that top 3, top 4 is Ahmad Sauce Gardner. Like I do see him as a guy. Ekwonu, the tackle, he makes a lot of sense to a lot of those teams in the first 5 rounds. There is actually a little bit of drama this year because usually I can mock like the first 6 or 7 picks and be pretty accurate. In fact, last year I had like the first 8 picks correct. This year I could be wrong on every single one of those first 5 picks. So yeah, it's a wide open draft is another way of saying it.
What's your opinion on Kenny Pickett from Pittsburgh? Because I know that there's a lot of hype behind this guy, and maybe sometimes I get a little bit too biased based on one game, but I saw him last season flat out outplayed by a freshman, Tyler Van Dyke, when their teams went head to head last year. Do you think Kenny Pickett is going to end up, being a guy who's going to back it up at the NFL level, or is it going to be, more like a Trubisky type, a guy who gets, drafted high from the ACC Coastal and ends up being a dud?
Yeah, I think you said it. We saw him against another prospect in Tyler Van Dyke. Tyler Van Dyke is probably a first round guy next year. So it's not a slight against Kenny Pickett. It's just that you're not taking a premium prospect. You're taking a guy who's probably not as good as Tyler Van Dyke next year. Yeah. So is he a good player? Well, it's obvious. You don't throw 42 touchdowns. I don't care if it's the ACC Coastal, but you don't throw 42 touchdowns and you're not a worthwhile player. He's a really good athlete. He has all the size that you want, the pedigree, the production. The only thing that his drawback has been is the size of his hands.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Very, very tiny carnival-like hands.
Yeah, which was really interesting because it was mentioned I believe it was mentioned in the Senior Bowl, and they just started showing highlights. They're like, no, this is nonsense. Talking about his 9 3/4 inch hands. I believe that's what they are, or a little less than that. And then all of a sudden they proceed to show a highlight reel of all his fumbles last year. I'm like, okay, like. That's one of those instances where the producer and the talent are not like completely meshing, you know what I mean, together. And then I'm pretty sure that the talent went back to the producer and said, you really made me look like an idiot on that segment, right? Where I'm talking about that all of this is nonsense, and then you put a highlight reel of all fumbles from Kenny Pickett. He could be anything. He could be a superstar. He could be one of these guys that plays 1 year, they look at him and they say, not for us.
By the way, I want to remind everybody, if you're not going to do this for me, do this for Witness Protection Arteaga, who's out there busting his ass in Las Vegas to bring us the best possible coverage on the NFL draft. Smash that like button. Smash that like button. Tell your friends to smash the like button. Tell your mom to smash the like button. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, 5 Reasons Sports. So, Alfredo, we talked about this briefly during your appearance on Monday. Now, tonight's going to be a slow night for Dolphin fans. Just kick your feet up and enjoy the first round. Miami is not on paper to draft until pick 102. It's going to be in the 3rd round tomorrow night. So, any feeling, Alfredo, and has your feeling evolved during the week as to what position and potentially what player the Dolphins could target with their first pick in this draft?
There's been a lot of smoke. Usually when there's a lot of smoke, there's a lot of fire. They've devoted 90% of their visits to defensive players.
Mm.
So it stands to reason, okay, it's going to be a defensive player at 102. I don't know. I really think that they're going to want to take their guy for the backfield. And if there was a way to play this prop, and I could get something like, because let's face it, if you're going to try to call your shot at 102, you should get something like 125 to 1 or something like that.
Yeah.
I would say James Cook, the running back out of Georgia.
I love it. I'm so glad you brought up
You
James
know?
Cook. Oh, that would get me so excited.
Personally, I am fine with James Cook, with Rachaad White, who's a fabulous prospect as well, and kind of a bigger back. Pierre Strong. There's a lot of good running backs that are going to be there at 102. I think they're going to want to get their guy to complete that room, because you really can't. Raheem Mostert's a fabulous player. He's a really, really good player, an underrated signing, especially since they got him for so little, so cheap. But let's face it, he's a guy who's been injured the last couple of years. And Chase Edmonds is a guy that you want to be a part of your offense, a piece, not a bell cow, right? So what are they really missing? They're missing that guy, that third guy that they're going to hand the ball to. I would say, if I'm going to call my shot, I'm going to say James Cook at 102.
I love that. Tell me about the vibe in Vegas. The one thing I've never been there for, I've been there on fight weeks. I've never been there for, and not that they've done a whole lot over there, NFL drafts, but what's the mood been like in town?
Oh, this town is made for this. It really is.
Yeah.
Once you get here, you get off the airport, and every single billboard, it's 2022 NFL Draft, 2022 NFL Draft. The taxi cabs are all painted with team colors. The fences and all the construction sites have all the logos, all the NFL logos. It's everywhere. And then you walk through a casino, and all you see are Bears jerseys, Raiders jerseys, Bills jerseys. I even saw a very random Denver Bronco jersey yesterday. Ooh. Some guy was wearing an Atwater jersey, which I thought was pretty cool. So you're seeing all of these fans from all these teams that are just, they've descended upon this city. The NFL does this better than anybody else. They just do. So it's been fabulous. I think they're gonna, if this is any indication, they should get another draft. What I don't get, look, next year is Kansas City. That has its own vibe, and that's probably a fun little weekend. But the following year, they're doing it in Detroit.
Oh my God!
Like, why? And we were talking about this yesterday. Me and Matt Perdomo, who's also out here, and we're gonna have some more content. Trust me, coming awesome. Up on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel, and we're talking about it. Like, why doesn't Miami get a draft?
Yeah, it just makes too much sense, because it's like, it's kind of like Vegas, where everyone's going to want to travel for that, because it's like, I can't tell you, I've got so much FOMO this week, and I'm so jealous of people like yourself and Mr. Perdomo, and we got another guy out there too, don't we?
Yeah,
don't
Chris Kaufman's out there, my partner on 3 yards per carry.
Oh, dude, that's all. Like, I'm so jealous of you guys, and I know a half dozen other people who are just fans, or not even working, that they just went out there for the draft. It's like Miami would be the same thing. Like, everyone would want to travel to Miami for a draft. It's one of those destinations, like doing it in Vegas or Miami or New York. So I hope we do get one. It just makes too much sense, man.
Yeah, no, and the NFL media team, NFL media and communications department, they've done such a great job. I know it sounds like I'm kissing their ass, and I am, but but they do a great job. Very accommodating. We picked up our credentials, and when we went to the Play 60 field, we had the opportunity to speak to anybody we wanted to speak to.
Oh, that's awesome.
The only thing, there was a couple of guys that were missing. Aiden Hutchinson, I didn't see him, and Malik Willis, I didn't see him either.
He's probably talking to the Dolphins, Malik Willis.
I guess they had spoken earlier, and we just missed them, But I was looking for them, I couldn't find them. But yeah, the NFL just does a great job with, if it's a big event, the NFL is going to pull it off. They're just going to do a great job with it. And I think Miami should get one. Get one of these. They have so many opportunities to put it. You can put it almost anywhere. You can put it on South Beach. You can have the players walk across the sand to the stage. Like tonight, they're gonna reveal. I think I'm not supposed to say anything, but we've been shown secretly what the stage is gonna look like.
Ooh.
And the NFL emails kind of say, don't mention, what you're gonna see and what you're gonna see tonight. But we've kind of seen it, and it's gonna be spectacular. Like, you've never seen anything like this before.
Wow. I like that. And last thing, outside of all the professional stuff, and I know you're a hardworking guy, but how long have you been over in Vegas, and what have you had a chance to do for fun so far?
Well, I've been here since Tuesday, and we've gone to eat at Tao. We've gone to eat. We're gonna go to eat at Morimoto's tonight, so that's
Oh,
nice.
I love that place.
I got to play. I laid 4.5 on the Heat in Game 5, so that didn't go too well.
Hmm.
Okay, and then last night, very late, I caught kind of a heater on a roulette table. I was looking for one of those Ultimate Texas Hold'em games that they have. Have you ever seen that? It's like a mock Texas Hold'em game that you play against basically against the dealer.
Yeah, I haven't played, but I've seen him. I haven't played that one.
Yeah, I was looking for one of
yeah.
those tables. None of them
Yeah.
were open, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I saw a roulette table that was, it was a $25 minimum, right? So you got to play $25 a
Yeah.
hand. So I bought him for $200, and like 15 minutes later, I had 800 on me. So
Beautiful.
it was a pretty successful night, I would
How
say,
about
last
that?
night. And like right now, I had it's over here. It's 3 hours earlier. Okay, so I was getting up. I just got up like about 20 minutes ago. It's 11:27, and I'm headed to a buffet right now. My first buffet for this
Oh.
trip.
Which one are you going to? Or are you
I'm
afraid
going
to
to the-
say because everyone's going to show up, all the paparazzi?
Yeah, I'm going to the MGM buffet.
Okay.
But I'm one of those weirdos that I need to have breakfast. I need to have my scrambled eggs, bacon, toast, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be looked down upon when I ask the maitre d', "Are you guys still serving breakfast?" And it's like 12 o'clock.
In
So
Vegas, though, they might be still. Like, you might be all right.
yeah, so yeah, that's
Because
the
in Vegas, like
plan.
people that were out till like 6 in the morning are just waking up. So
Yeah, so that's the plan for the immediate future, and then probably some rest and relaxation until we head to the draft. Which is all kinds of interesting. Draft starts at 5 o'clock over here, so we'll be over
Yeah.
there at 4 o'clock, and look for a lot of content coming forward on the YouTube channel.
That is excellent. So great stuff here.
And trust me, the next content that you see will have a better ring light than the one that I have. Like, look, I'll show you. Okay.
Oh, I could actually see your face there for a second. So
See
that
the ring
ring
light?
light does absolutely nothing.
It's absolutely useless. Yeah, it's absolutely useless. And the reason I can't turn it around is because there's a TV, and I know that this is going to sound stupid, but I have it on NFL Network, and that begs the question: okay, take it off of NFL Network and then turn your laptop around, right?
Oh yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah. So the plan for the immediate future is a buffet, rest and relaxation, and then heading out to Bally's Paris stop on the monorail and into the draft zone, which is you're going to see it tonight. Tune in tonight to ESPN or NFL Network and see what they did with that stage. It's going to be something else.
That's fantastic. Alfredo Arteaga. Make sure you listen and subscribe to his awesome podcast at 3 yards per carry. And I'm glad we've got 2/3 of that pod out there representing with Chris and Alf, both out there in Vegas at 3 yards per carry on Twitter and at Alf_Arteaga on Twitter. I'm jealous, man. I'm going to continue to live vicariously through you for the next couple days. So have a great time out there.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think of the fight on Saturday? Because I'm also going to that fight.
Ooh, that's right. I have done virtually no study on it. So who do you think's taking it, Alf?
Man, I'm trying to talk myself into playing Oscar Valdez. I don't know if you saw Oscar Valdez.
What are the odds?
I believe he's like plus 375. You could check it, but I could check it down here. I'll check. In fact, I want to check it tonight.
Let me know because I'm gonna fire it up on betus.com and I will bet with you.
Yeah, Oscar Valdez is a guy that Shakur Stevenson has not faced yet. He's never faced a relentless puncher like Oscar Valdez. Now, will it translate to anything, or will Shakur Stevenson just, outpoint him every single round, and we're in for probably a bore fest?
That's what I'm expecting, to be honest with you.
So, but I think it's a stiff challenge. It's his first stiff challenge, and you never know how those things work out, right? You never know when you have that great undefeated young fighter who's a champion, and then he's going up to against his first real test, and you don't know how it's going to turn out. So that will make that interesting. But yeah, I could talk myself into Oscar Valdez.
I like
Have
it.
you had
All right.
do you have the line yet or no?
I'm looking for it. Hold on one second. Valdez. It's not coming up here right away. Hold on one second. It's only showing me props. Hold on. Let me Google this. I'm having Stevenson. This is great visual versus Valdez.
And that's also in the MGM Grand Garden Arena,
Pause.
which is all kinds of convenient. All I got to do is
Yeah.
I get out of my elevator and I walk about 100 yards and I'm at my seat.
Dude, that's fantastic. All right,
You
let me
know?
see here.
And it's also, it's perfect for you, Donno, because the preliminaries start at 3:30 Eastern.
So, I do. Dude, that's so. You're speaking my language.
And the main
So
event, the main event is slated to be the walk to the ring is supposed to be at 8:30.
I see Valdez at plus 425.
Okay, that's about right because I had seen
Yeah.
plus 375.
Okay.
It's a little, like I would suggest this: if you're here in Vegas, it's not a wasted $100 if you're going to place it on Oscar Valdez.
Yeah.
If you have a good session at the roulette table, the blackjack table, and you got a $100 bill burning a hole in your pocket, put it on Oscar Valdez. You're gonna get a thrill because he's relentless. He can punch, and he gives you the literal puncher's chance.
And by the way, for Michael says he's got his money on Shakur Stevenson. I think probably if you're going to bet on Stevenson, probably the best bet would be the prop of Stevenson via decision at minus 150. I think that's probably the best value.
Like that's the most likely. That's the most likely outcome.
Yeah.
Every time I'm gonna bet boxing. I'll always or MMA. I ask myself, what is the most likely outcome, and I think that's the most likely outcome is that Shakur Stevenson wins something like 10 rounds to 2.
Yeah, and it's got to be something like that where you're really confident because so many times when I try to bet on method of victory, the most frustrating thing is, especially in MMA, because it's more predictable because there's just more ways to stop a fight with submissions or KOs, TKOs, where I'm like so confident so-and-so wins by decision, and then they end up winning by submission. It's like I had the right guy or the right girl, but the wrong method of victory. So I only do it when I'm really confident, but I think for Shakur Stevenson, that's probably the method to victory.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the most likely outcome. So, but I'm telling you, it's value. Like, there's no reason not to take value. Plus 475 is value if you can get it.
And last thing before you hit the buffet, because you did mention this near the top of the interview, but I think NYC Fins was just tuning in. He asked any Deebo news. So tell us again your expectation for Deebo Samuel in San Francisco.
Yeah, I've been told explicitly they're not trading him. It's not happening. They're not trading him. And there is evidence to suggest that the Jets actually were ready to part with their second of their first round picks. And if that can't get it done, then nothing will get it done. So I would expect he does not get traded.
Yep. I'm getting to be there with you, man. I was hoping maybe something would happen tonight to spice it up a little bit, but I'm with you. Alfredo Arteaga does an awesome job. Enjoy the buffet. I hope they still have some breakfast for you, and enjoy the draft tonight.
All right. Thank you for having me, Donno.
What a dude. What a guy. All right. So, man, Hussam Patel, I know he's in the chat, or he was in the chat. Such a diva. He says he's going to be on around 2:45. Hurry your ass up, Hussam. Hurry your ass up. But that was witness protection. Alfredo Arteaga was on with us. So hold on. I want to pull up. I got to pass this message along to Alfredo. Brooklyn Rob, even though I accidentally passed him a counterfeit gift card last week, it was great seeing him out there at the quarterdeck in Davie. And he wanted to see Alf Arteaga. He was there to see Alfredo. Alfredo, he was probably packing his bags for Vegas when we had that watch party on Sunday at the quarterdeck Davie. He says, I will smash the like button only if Alf shows up to the next watch party. He disappointed me last time out. Now, I addressed this at the top of the show that this just, it made me laugh. Okay. So when I wake up this morning and I start looking through Twitter and I follow a lot of Dolphins fans, I see multiple Dolphin fans on Twitter buzzing about a supposed rumor about the Dolphins trading into the first round because they want to draft a quarterback in Malik Willis. And as soon as I saw that, my initial response was, I'll be honest with you, oh, how funny would that be? Because the Tua stands would lose their goddamn minds. That was my initial I didn't believe it, but my initial thought was that would be hilarious if the Dolphins would do that. But then I wanted to see where the rumor came from, okay? Because again, I see multiple Dolphin fans who are upset because this is not going to happen. Why is anyone reporting this? Why is anyone saying that they're going to trade into the first round and they're going to draft a quarterback when we already have the best quarterback in the world on our team? And I'm like, where's this coming from? And I traced the rumor back to some dude. I can't even remember what his Twitter name is. I think he follows me. I don't think I follow him. Maybe I'll follow back. I follow back a lot of people, but it comes from some account with like 490 followers. Like, so that's where you trace the rumor back to. Sorry, that's nothing to me. It's not happening. And Brooklyn Rob says, how does someone with 486 followers get people to believe that the Finns are drafting a quarterback? I don't think anybody believed it. Let me be clear on that. I just saw angry reactions from people who are like, how could anyone say this? And I think the reason why that tweet got so much traction was the radicalized Tua fans are very insecure and they don't want anyone even acting like there may be another option out there to replace their guy. That's all that it is. And now listen, you guys know where I'm at because I know sometimes people watch for the first time. They don't understand my humor. They don't understand my opinion on something. I don't consider myself a Tua hater. Some people consider me a Tua hater because you don't live in shades of gray like I do. It's either black or it's white for some of you people out there. I live my entire life is like my shirt. It's like a gray area. Okay. I'm rooting for Tua. I think that the talent that the Dolphins are building around him is going to make him better. It's going to make this entire offense get better, going to make this team better. The offensive coaching is kicking it up several notches because Mike McDaniel he's got a winning formula for success in this league. And when you go out there and you acquire people like Tyreek Hill and Teron Armstead, and the list goes on and on and on, Cedric Wilson, Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert, you still got Jalen Waddle. I think the Dolphins offense is going to be dramatically better. And I think Tua Tagovailoa is going to reap the benefits of that. And it's going to make him better along with it. So I'm not personally that bullish on Tua, but I do think Tua is probably going to shut some people up next year because he's not as bad as some people make him out to be. He's not. I just hope he can stay on the field. I hope he can stay on the field consistently for 17 regular season games and into the postseason because that's been probably the biggest knock on him. The biggest knock on him going back into his time in Alabama is he struggled to stay on the field consistently. But now that your offensive line is getting better, protect him. Keep the man healthy. Keep the man on the field. And I think good things are going to happen. Oh, and Hussam says about the person who tweeted that out, he said, I know who did it, just to troll. So you're saying the guy wasn't even serious at the end of the day. So the person that tweeted that out not only is somebody with no check mark and under 500 followers, but it's also someone who was trolling. You know what? Honestly, his trolling worked because I saw multiple noted Tua fanboys freaking out by his tweet today. So maybe I should bring that person on the show to do a little bit of rattling. I want to remind you guys, every episode of Donno Daily is proudly served by our official sports bar, the Quarterdeck Seafood Bar and Neighborhood Grill. Make the Quarterdeck your spot to watch the draft tonight. Guys, I can't think of a better setting with the TVs covering every wall, the big screens outside on the patio, 2-for-1 happy hour. Did someone say 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day? The 2-for-1 literally never ends at the Quarterdeck Seafood Bar and Neighborhood Grill. I knock down the 2-for-1 margaritas on the regular. They're so freaking good. The beer is always cold at the Quarterdeck, and the food is delicious. The seafood is always fresh. Man, I love to build my own poke bowl. Fresh tuna, fresh salmon. The grilled mahi-mahi is really good at the Quarterdeck Seafood Bar and Neighborhood Grill. The burgers and sandwiches are absolutely elite. And the baby back ribs, meat falls off the bone. They are so tender. The Quarterdeck has every UFC pay-per-view fight for zero cover charge. You pay nothing at the door. And yeah, at the Quarterdeck Seafood Bar and Neighborhood Grill, you can watch the basketball playoffs. You can watch the draft tonight and tomorrow night. and in the afternoon on Saturday. There's a big sporting event going on. You can watch it and you can drink and eat while you're watching it at the Quarterdeck Seafood Bar and Neighborhood Grill. So if you haven't been out to the Quarterdeck lately, or you want to go out there for the first time, find them on the web. You can check out their full menu there on the website, and you can find the location nearest to you. Locations all over Broward County. QuarterdeckRestaurants.com. The Quarterdeck, come for the food, stay for the fun. My friends, there are going to be a lot of props tonight on the NFL draft. I won a handful of bets during the draft last year, and I did it at our official sports book, BetUS.com. BetUS is America's favorite sports book. Their customer service is fantastic. They are the 3-decade leader. They've actually been around since before they had a website, early 90s, before you even had the internet, BetUS.com. Well, it wasn't .com back then. It was just BetUS. It became BetUS.com. It's a full-service online sports book, fully available in Florida. And they also have an online casino. I mentioned I'm getting FOMO because I'm still in South Florida. Bunch of my friends and colleagues are out in Vegas for the draft. So I was feeling left out. You know what I did last night, guys? I played blackjack at betus.com. They have a full casino. And actually, I ended up $7. How about that? I was up. I wasn't down. You can bet as little as $1 playing blackjack at betus.com. The full casino is great. You can bet all sorts of props on the draft picks this evening and on the NBA playoff games coming up. When you sign up, you want to use our code because we get you a 125% sign up bonus. That is the best bonus in the betting space. So when you sign up today at betus.com, use our code 5RSN125. Type in our code 5RSN125 for a 125% sign up bonus and bet sports, including live betting on everything: spreads, money lines, props, parlays. You can bet on pop culture props. You can bet on horse races, boxing this weekend, MMA this weekend. They have everything at your fingertips at America's favorite sports book, fully available in Florida. Use our code 5RSN125 for a 125% sign-up bonus. You bet, you win, you get paid. BetUS.com. Oh, yeah, and I am going to bring Barry Barger back on the show soon. I'm going to ask him if he can come on tomorrow. If not tomorrow, sometime next week. He reappeared, our guy who is with us every Thursday or Friday during football season, Barry Barger from BetUS.com, who does look like Owen Wilson. He doesn't just look like Owen Wilson. He also looks a little bit like Johnny Lawrence, like older Johnny Lawrence from Cobra Kai. Not the one from the Karate Kid of there's Hussam. So yeah, Barry Barger has turned up again. We've been tweeting the last few days, so I'm going to have him back on the show again soon because he's one of my favorite regular guests. This man is also one of my favorite regulars. You totally had me fooled, Hussam, because a day or two ago you put something in our 5R Dolphins chat about how you were getting on your flight to Vegas. I thought more FOMO because like half the people I know are in Vegas. I thought Hussam was over there as well. How did you end up like me getting stuck in Florida?
Well, as you know, I was in Atlanta, and then, just like every average Joe, I have work. I had work, right?
Being unemployed sounds awesome right now.
Yes, it does right now, especially if you want to cover the draft and you have boatloads of money to spend on
That'd be
for
great.
welfare checks.
Yeah, man. I just need I need my crypto portfolio to start pumping again. The last couple of months, it's been crab walking. It's been sideways trading. You're not into the crypto, are you, Hussam?
No, not yet.
Yeah, it takes patience, like anything else in life. It takes patience and
I don't have patience.
Strategy. So you told me, and you are the draft guru, and you're putting in the work on the Scouting Combine show on 5 Reasons. Your pre-draft coverage has been awesome. Did you just laugh this morning when you saw some radicalized Tua fans kind of reacting to what was obviously a BS report or rumor about the Dolphins going up to grab Malik Willis? And you told me you know who was behind it. It was a troll?
Yeah, it was a troll. It was a troll, and then they other Dolphins fans who are trolls started eating it up, and then it garnered steam, and then people just, the other crowd started getting mad. It's like politics, man.
Yeah.
Spread some news, spread some fake shit, gain that steam. Then the other side is just like, whoa, 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 whoa. What are y'all talking about? It's fun. It's lighthearted, but some people's feelings get hurt.
I know. It's like you got to take like Michael Corleone said to Sonny. It's not personal. It's business. All right. It's we're in the business of trying to make this team better. Although that Malik Willis thing was obviously bullshit, so I'm not even entertaining that any longer. Now, what would you say are the big reasons why Dolphin fans, outside of the fact that we're all football fans and it's the draft, we watch it, but why should Dolphin fans be invested in the first round tonight? Because for me, Hussam, the Jets have 2 picks in the top 10. I'd love to see how they find a way to screw up both of those picks. So what are you looking at? Like from a Dolphin fan perspective, what makes you intrigued about tonight?
What makes me intrigued about tonight, not just because, I write about the Dolphins or I'm a Dolphins fan, I'm a big draft guy. The last couple of years, we kind of knew who was going top 3 for the last 2-3 years. This year, nobody knows.
That's right.
Literally, nobody knows what actually is going to happen. A couple weeks ago, it was thinking that the Jaguars, actually a couple months ago, it was going to be Evan Neal, right? The top consensus tackle was going to go to the Jaguars. Then there was murmurs about the Jags potentially tagging Cam Robinson, and they did tag Cam Robinson. Then they signed him to a long-term deal. Jaguars have Jawan Robinson on the right. I'm sorry, Jawan Taylor on the right side and Cam Robinson on the left side. So it makes no sense for them to draft another tackle. But he's still pretty good. You have last year's number 1 pick, Trevor Lawrence, as your quarterback. You want to protect him as much as you can. That's something the Jets are looking to do this draft night as well, possibly draft another offensive lineman to protect Zach Wilson. If I'm Jacksonville, you're in the hunt for the number 1 tackle, the number 1 edge rusher, and potentially who you choose in Aiden Hutchinson or Kayvon Thibodeau. Now it looks like Trent Baalke is betting on insane traits and just physicals from Georgia defensive end Trayvon Walker.
Yeah, he's the odds-on favorite. I saw him like minus 400 to be the first overall pick.
It's just like, where did this even come from, right? Now to number two, it's Detroit. I've been saying it's going to be Malik Willis. It's going to be Malik Willis. They could go Aiden Hutchinson now.
Yeah,
at number 2, okay? Or they could possibly trade out and get more picks. And I'm not going to go into each deep pick by pick. It's on the 5 Reasons. It's on the 5 Reasons Sports Network website about the draft rumors I heard this morning. So it's there. I know it was up at 8 a.m. I don't know if you want to pull it up, but it's all there. We really don't know, as a draft industry, we really don't know what's going to happen. And that's the fun thing about it. Now, on the better side of it, you're freaking out, man. People are putting $50 for Malik Willis to go number 2. And the odds are, I think, plus 500. If you win that, you win $2,500.
I think I might have to do that.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. Wow.
Yeah. I have heard those rumors about Miami going to the first round to draft Malik Willis. It's a troll. Maybe a center if Lindenbaum is there, but I just don't think they're going to trade more assets to get into the first round. It's a deep, deep class full of players who are not generational, who are not the best of the best, but within even the second and third and fourth rounds, you guys who can be you have guys who can be solid starters wherever they go. And I think the Miami Dolphins are banking on that in the third, fourth, and seventh rounds.
Now, barring trades, Dolphins won't be on the board until pick 102 in the third round.
Which is Friday.
Friday, yeah. And there's a lot of fan momentum. And Alfredo brought up this player, James Cook, the running back from Georgia. Could you see him potentially being the third round pick for Miami?
Maybe as a running back, I think they might be a little bit too rich to pick up a running back, considering Miami has significant investments in Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds, Myles Gaskin, and Savon Ahmed. They could get James Cook, but that's a lot of running backs on the roster. You have, from Mike McDaniel's offensive standpoint, you want a different type of skill set for each running backs. You want to have running back depth. Maybe James Cook is the future of the Miami Dolphins. He's not the bona fide star running back, but he has shades of Alvin Kamara, and they like that guy. They could go well right ahead and pick it, and I would not be mad. But there are some other needs that the Miami Dolphins have, like center, like linebacker. Their cornerback depth is not great as well. Another guy who I really, really like from the University of Georgia is Darion Kendrick. Kendrick has had some off-the-field issues that people have blown out of proportion, and people don't necessarily know the real story. However, from what my sources tell me about Darion Kendrick is that he was taking care of his family, his mom, and his little daughter that he has. So all that off-the-field bullshit was way overblown out of proportion, and he transferred to Georgia to be a little bit closer to his family compared to where he was at in Clemson.
I like that. It's a good breakdown here. Hussam Patel from the 5 Reasons Sports Network and from Fin Maniacs and Dolphins ATB. He's all over every single outlet. He's with us here on Donno Daily talking some NFL draft with us. Where do you stand on the movie Draft Day? You like it? Hate it? Seems like it's one way or the other. Like
it's all right.
It's
all right. People just overhype mid things for no reason. Kind of like Daniel Jones, a mid quarterback. Right?
Kind of like Tua Tagovailoa.
We're not going to get into this right now. But again, in the story I posted, and Donno, if you can feel free to pull it up, I had some intel come through that the Giants were most likely not going to pick up Daniel Jones's 5th-year option. And
well, is this from what you posted on the website, the draft rumors?
Earlier this morning, and it was confirmed by Judy Batista. It was confirmed by NFL Network's Judy Batista around 12:30 p.m. I want to say that the Giants were definitely not going to pick up his 5th-year option. So
look at you.
I guess I was right a little bit on that. The thing is that the Giants especially, they may look to trade back a few spots since they have number 5 and number 7. If Malik Willis does fall, or if they want a Kenny Pickett or a Matt Corral or Sam Howell, they could just go ahead and draft a quarterback if they felt like it. But an edge rusher like a Kayvon Thibodeau or a Jermaine Johnson, along with an offensive line like Evan Neal or Ike McConwu or Kenyon Green or Charles Cross, those guys are definitely options at number 5 and number 7 as well.
Now, another rumor that you addressed in this piece, and I was reading it this morning, Deebo Samuel. You think he gets traded tonight?
No, I do not think Deebo Samuel gets traded tonight, barring unless a team gives up a huge haul, like a Larry Tunsil haul for Deebo Samuel. There are some crazy draft day trades that are in the works, and I do have one, and it's regarding the Houston Texans from what I've heard. So the Houston Texans have number 3 and number 13. Now, the Texans have been in contact. Well, they've talked to Derek Stingley Jr.'s camp a lot, and they really, really like him. General Manager Nick Caserio has said that there's a 50% chance they'll stay at number 13. They could move back, but recent news has suggested that they could move up to get another player within the top 10.
Okay.
They want Evan Neal really, really bad. Now, if they get Derek Stingley Jr. at number 3 or Evan Neal at number 3, you got to pick and choose, right? So here's something that has been discussed. The Carolina Panthers have pick number 6. And if you go down a little bit, I explain why the Carolina Panthers could potentially be a good team to draft with. Carolina does not have any other pick up until the 4th round. Now, Carolina, they could get Baker Mayfield. They could get Jimmy Garoppolo. But Sam Darnold is still, quote-unquote, their guy. And here's what the trade details have occurred. The Texans go to number 6 and give the Carolina Panthers number 13, a 3rd, and a fourth, plus a 2023 fourth round pick. It's been discussed. Nothing has been confirmed as of yet. As I said, they want Evan Neal badly. And if the Giants do go with Ikem Ekwonu at number 5, Texans may pull the trigger. It's been a discussion, but will it happen? Who knows?
Man, Hussam is digging up all the dirt. Go ahead. Outside of beyond this piece that you wrote, which people can see here, NFL draft rumors. I think it's actually still the first story on the front page at 5reasonsports.com. So if you go to 5reasonsports.com, boom, this is going to be the first thing that you see on here. Any other coverage we can expect from you for the next couple days?
I'm gonna try to be on the extra yard stream tonight, detailing the top picks. I hope tomorrow as well, and then Saturday is going to be a scouting combine podcast day, the live stream of day 3, with me, maybe a couple of 5 Reason Sports guys like Alf and CK, and then I have a couple of my other draft nuts like myself breaking down the later round picks, what the Miami Dolphins are doing as well. And I hope maybe you can come on as well if you're not free on Saturday.
I might be actually. Saturday is not my worst day. As long as my kid is able to do something. He busted his face on Tuesday, and one of his front teeth got knocked out. So he's been playing.
Oh yeah, how is he, man? I saw the pictures. It looked nasty.
Yeah, he's doing a little bit better. He's like he seems physically he seems fine, but since his mouth is hurting because he kind of messed up his lip and his front tooth got knocked out, so he's not really enjoying eating and drinking very much. So
Did he get drugged? Did he get drugged?
Not really, just children's Motrin. Like they didn't give him any of the good stuff. Yeah. I mean, I don't think they're giving out oxys to 4-year-olds, so I wasn't expecting too much. We're just, we're giving them some children's Motrin like every 8 hours or whatever it is.
Oh my god, dude! I just found such a cool photo. I'm gonna send this over to you. Maybe you can put it on here.
As you're doing that, can I say something real quick about globalism, folks? You have to understand, we have no privacy. So this is interesting because I'm looking at so I've got your story up here, and you see this, which I assume is one of these personalized Google ads for Hertz rental car. Okay. And I got to tell, when I saw that, I'm thinking, where did that come from? Because usually the way this works is if you Google something, like you're going to start getting ads about that. Right. And I don't think in my entire life I have ever booked a rental car through Hertz. In number of years, I don't think I've ever Googled or gone to the website of Hertz Rent-A-Car. And then I thought of something. And folks, the globalists, they are always listening. Okay. The elites are always listening. So I recorded an interview yesterday for the Locked On Canes podcast that I do. Shameless plug. Subscribe to Locked On Canes. And I interviewed yesterday, and I recorded it on StreamYard, the same service that we're using right now to talk to each other here live. I recorded an interview with an attorney who told me this quick story where we were talking about NIL and the Miami Hurricanes, but he told me this quick story, Dan Lust, about how he was on vacation. He lives in New York. He was on vacation in Florida. He's the man, right? You know, Dan is the man. So he told me the story. He was just on vacation with his family. He lives in Long Island or somewhere in New York, and he was down in somewhere in like west coast of Florida, and they couldn't fly back to New York because one of his young daughters got COVID, and so they had to rent a car and drive. And he said to me, kind of joke, said, "Shout out to Hertz Rent-A-Car." And now I'm getting bombarded with Hertz. They're fucking listening. The globalists, I've never Googled Hertz rental car in my entire life. I've not been in the market for a rental car. And they must have heard my conversation with sports law, Dan Lust, and now I'm getting bombarded with Hertz.
Were you at least on a VPN, dude?
I wasn't. That was my mistake.
Number one right there. Like I got to be careful with what I say on here because StreamYard doesn't work with VPNs properly.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. The more you know. Now the globalists are going to take over the VPNs.
By the way, I'd love to know more about this. Jacob Martin says, I'm Eskimo brothers with Liam Eichenberg. You know what that means, right? Hussam, the Eskimo, that was from the league where basically if you and another gentleman have a sex partner in common, like you
Yeah,
both
I know
slept
what
with
it
the
is.
same woman. Well, I wanted to explain it to the audience as well. So Jacob Martin is that's a proud I
I
wish it
want
was
to
with,
know more too.
wow.
Yesterday I found out what ménage à trois meant, and I thought it was a French Swiss cheese.
Oh my God. So your mind was blown.
I was like,
Wow.
huh, okay.
Wow. I think
Oh,
it's also a
wow.
brand of budget white wine, I think, Ménage à Trois. I think that's a wine label.
Jacob, how about you DM me and we can talk a little bit more about this? My @ is @Hussam Patel on Twitter. Let's connect.
You gonna write a story on this for 5reasonsports.com?
Probably we're gonna get us banned from Dolphins from Dolphins coverage.
Oh my God.
Eichenberg, he's gonna sue me. He's gonna put a censure on me.
Oh man.
Oh man, no, but that sounds like a fun story. It's not like I'm gonna write something on it.
Yeah, no, I mean it'd be kind of weird if you did, but it's still
Yeah,
curiosity.
yeah,
Curiosity would
yeah.
it looks like he's gonna hit you up. He's gonna send you the details.
Yeah, but if you look, I mean, the last 4 or 5, I mean, 6 articles, the last couple of days has been draft coverage for me.
Yeah.
There was one guy who I stylistically and physically compared to Xavier Howard is Florida's Kyer Elam. He's 6'1", 190 pounds. Doesn't know how to tackle well, but is a ball hawk. And if you remember Xavier Howard, when he came out of Baylor, he had tackling issues.
That's
A little
right.
bit still does now, but
Yeah.
can catch anything comes his way. And that's Kyer Elam. And he's rumored to be one of the first 3 or 4 defensive backs taken.
Okay. I like it. Well, before we let you run, anything else you want to? I think you already did that. Plugging anything you're working on. Now I'm worried. I should put my tinfoil hat on because the globalists are listening right now, or at least I should turn a VPN on. But yeah, make sure. Hold on. All right, now we can speak freely because they
Now we
can't
can
get.
speak
Oh,
a
you
little
got the
bit
Heat
too.
hat. I love that.
Yeah, I do, man. Heat in 5 against the Toronto Raptors.
I hope it's the Toronto Raptors. That'd be
I do
fun.
hope
They
it's the Toronto Raptors.
they play Game 6 tonight.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. I'm probably not
Game
gonna
6
watch much
tonight.
of it because the draft is gonna be on. But they play Game 6 tonight.
The way that they scheduled the playoffs right when the first round of the draft is going to happen is insane to me. It's nuts. Oh, I totally forgot. New England, dude. They're in the market for a defensive back. Hint, hint, Daxton Hill from Michigan, Andrew Booth Jr. from Clemson, or a linebacker like Kobe Dean from Georgia or Devin Lloyd from Utah. But it would not surprise me one bit if Bill Belichick tries to trade up and get a better corner like a Derek Stingley Jr. or a Trent McDuffie from Washington. That would honestly be insane to me.
I love it. By the way, any chance, even though we signed Morstead, any chance we come to our senses and get the punt god?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
I know the Dolphins signed Thomas Morstead to punt, but any chance they come to their senses and they draft Matt Araiza to replace him?
I don't know. You don't really get information about punters like that. Like nobody really talks about punters. Nobody really talks about trades for a punter. I mean, it would be fun, right? But the thing is with Matt Araiza, around, I want to say 23 to 30% of his punts resulted in touchbacks, whereas Penn State's Jordan Stouts was much more less than that, and he housed it more so inside the 20 and within the goal line compared to Matt Araiza. Matt Araiza, yes, got a huge boot, but when you want to place the ball strategically near the 20-yard line, near the goal line, that's not your guy because he'll boom it and it will still result in a touchback most of the time.
I can see
So
that.
if you
That was
do
always my
draft-
problem on Madden, like punting on Madden. I was very bad with the directional kicks. It was into the end zone every goddamn time.
Yeah, if you want a boomer, yeah, if your offense can't actually get down the field, you need a boomer of a punter. But it's looking like the way of Mike McDaniel's offense that they are going to get down the field. You need a punter who can hit those strategic sweet spots. If you're looking for a punter that's a boomer, that's Matt Araiza. If you want a sweet spot guy, that's Jordan Stout.
I like it. Good analysis, especially on the punters. Hussam Patel, enjoy the evening tonight.
Thank you, sir. I hope you bask in the glory of the general manager in the sky once the draft starts.
Well, when I picture the perfect general manager, I picture Kevin Costner in Draft Day. Well, what was his name? Sonny Weaver Jr.
Drafts
Sonny,
running back with the second pick.
yeah, after making like 17 trades.
The draft's another running back.
Yeah. Oh, so we will all pray to the Holy Father of general managers in the sky, Sonny Weaver Jr. May you bring us peace and love, and probably nothing tonight for the Dolphins, but tomorrow night may you bring us the best punter in the draft possible, or James Cook,
or Cole Strange.
Your guy. I know. I will be excited if they do draft Cole Strange.
Wait,
All right,
I know I forgot to eat
Go
something
ahead.
today, but you got the handy dandy Tic Tac.
Yeah, I thought maybe you were fasting today.
I'm not fasting. I can't fast medical.
I know you told me. You told me. Is Ramadan still going?
This is the last few days. So on Monday the 2nd, again, depending on the moon, as I explained the last couple shows, depending on the moon, Eid, marking the end of Ramadan, is going to be May 2nd.
Okay. All right. So we'll be watching the moon for the next few days. Thank you so
Have
much.
you watched Moon Knight yet?
No, I haven't. I'm going to start it eventually. That's one of those shows that my wife and I watch together because she likes all the Marvel stuff. So we gotta coordinate the old schedule. So without her, I've been watching Better Call Saul. I have been watching The Flight Attendant, which is back. The Flight Attendant's really good.
Should I watch it?
You should. Like The Flight Attendant, to me, it's a good mix of it's got some suspense and drama, but it's also funny. It's like because not too many shows can pull off both of those
Haley
things at once.
Cuoco. She's good at
she's good.
those kind of things.
Yeah, so it's a good mix. Whereas like another show that I watched recently blew my mind and I love it, but there was only 8 episodes and the second season is probably like a year away. Severance on Apple TV Plus. Now there's nothing funny about Severance. It's like a very, very serious suspense sci-fi show, but so good. You got to find a way to get on Apple TV Plus, and you got to watch Severance.
I had it for a year subscription, so I watched the morning show and
the morning show. Okay,
the morning show and Ted Lasso.
Well, you got to find a way to access it again, and you got to watch Severance.
Well,
because it's so good.
My dad has this like Indian TV like box that has like movies on that are in theaters and shows and things like that. So I'm gonna see if it's on there, so I don't have to pay for Apple TV.
You might. I'm telling you, it's so good. It was one of my viewers, Chris, recommended it. I don't think he's ever in the live chat. I think he's a replay guy, but he recommended to me on Twitter, and I watched it, and it's one of the best shows of the year, like one of the best shows of 2022. It's really good. And I see Dougie Fresh agrees with us. Severance is dope. All right, Hussam, let you run, my friend. Enjoy the draft tonight.
Thank you, sir.
I love it. All right, let me throw a few shout outs before we get out of here. Doug, my Severance brother, thank you for agreeing. And anyone in the chat, you haven't watched Severance on Apple TV Plus? Amazing. Amaze balls. You have to watch it. Brooklyn Rob, thank you so much for checking in. Keep trying that gift card, bro. I'm telling you. Wasn't the gift card's fault. Don't blame the gift card. Indeed. Thank you so much for tuning in. My guy, Shake Money, says, Donno, double agent for the globalists. Donno and George Soros are at the quarterdeck. Soros eats the fresh mahi-mahi. Even though he's rich, he takes advantage of the 2-for-1 drinks. I mean, who wouldn't, man? I mean, some of the richest people I know are some of the most frugal people I know because you don't get to be that rich if you don't know how to get the best value for your dollar. You know what I mean? It's the self-made ones. Like if you're born into like third generation wealth, like your granddaddy was a billionaire, your dad was a billionaire, you're just a billionaire just because you won the lottery of being born into that family, you probably don't appreciate the value of the dollar. But if you're like self-made, then yeah, you're taking advantage of the 2-for-1 drinks. Hell yeah. Why would you pay for 2 drinks when you can drink 2 drinks for the price of 1? It's math. Simple math. Jacob, thank you so much for tuning in. Jacob is the one who's got the Eskimo brother connection with a Miami Dolphins player. I'm proud of you, bro. I am. Let's see who else. Want to try to shout at everybody that gets in. Gus, and he made a great point about Alfredo Arteaga. The content from Alfredo was great. If you guys missed it, it was the first half of the episode. Alfredo Arteaga was with us live from Vegas, but he, like, the lighting in his hotel room was way off. I could see the bright, shining Vegas sun out the window, and I could see like the New York skyline in the background, but his face was completely silhouette. It looked like Gus said, Alf looks like one of those whistleblowers with the blackened image to conceal his identity, like he's on 60 Minutes. I thought maybe he wanted to conceal just all the billions of dollars he's won at the blackjack table this week. Is the mob could be looking for him. I don't know. Lewis Sung Sr., hello. Thank you so much for tuning in, my guy. Hussam was on the show and he was in the chat. And by the way, Michael Rodriguez, I also saw him, I think, in a later message. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. He says he just subscribed to the channel. Great content. Thank you so much for tuning in and for finding us. And he was interested in the boxing match on Saturday. We do combat sport shows on this channel as well. Now, usually we do our 5-round show on Thursday, but since it's the NFL draft first round tonight, we moved it to tomorrow night, Friday at 6, because, I think more people will want to watch us because the second and third rounds in general, just not as much buzz. So we're not gonna go head to head with the first round coverage tonight. We're gonna go head to head with the second and third round coverage instead. So tomorrow at 6, right here on 5 Reasons Sports, we are going to have a new episode of 5 Rounds. NYC Fins, thank you so much for tuning in. Garrett Grimes, thank you so much. He says James Cook in 11 personnel would put pressure on any defense. I'm rooting for that. We're gonna have to wait till tomorrow night to see what happens, but I would love the Dolphins to use their 3rd-round pick on James Cook. Ian from Brooklyn agrees with that. Trap Shit Williams says, Donno, the guy you have on now, which was Alfredo, who's talking about a Big John stud, are the real ones. To a gang. That's right. Big Dan 305. Good afternoon to you too as well. And I think that's it. If I skipped over anybody, did not do it on purpose. Let me see here. I think I skipped over like a whole section. Oh, Canes 1989. I think I missed you in there. Hello and welcome to you. And Canes fan like yourself would probably be interested in our newest episode of Locked On Canes that dropped this morning. Make sure you subscribe to that. Search Locked On Canes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, wherever you get your pods. And I put out about a 30-minute Miami Hurricanes football and sometimes basketball, but mostly football podcast every single weekday, Monday through Friday on that channel. And we're here Monday through Friday, except I wasn't here Tuesday because my kid had a little incident at home. So we had to skip Tuesday's episode, but we're here 2 p.m. every weekday live on 5 Reasons Sports YouTube. We're going to be back here tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to really prognosticate on who the Miami Dolphins may take with their 3rd-round pick, which will be the first pick that they have in this draft. And so for everybody stopping in, if you could do us a quick favor, it takes 2 seconds. Smash that like button, hit the thumbs up button, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, 5 Reasons Sports. And, also, if you guys are able to, it's not mandatory by any means, but if you want to leave us something in the tip jar called the Super Chat, you can leave us something in the Super Chat. Leave us, a couple bucks here and there. It goes a long way to helping the channel and helping us grow here. And most importantly, after you smash that like button and subscribe, make sure, my friends, you support our sponsors, like the Quarterdeck Seafood Bar and Neighborhood Grill. like betus.com with our code 5RSN125. And support our official fantasy sports partner, Prize Picks. Use our code 5. That's FIVE. Sign up at prizepicks.com or the Prize Picks mobile app with our code 5, and they're going to match your first deposit 100% up to $100 with our code FIVE. Prize Picks truly is daily fantasy simplified. Raul, welcome in. He sneaks in late. Mixed reviews on Flight Attendant Season 2. What do you think? Well, we're only 2 episodes in, I think. It's I think it's too soon to formulate an opinion. I think the way that they ended the second episode, because it was like kind of like an interesting plot twist, cliffhanger. The third one I think came out today, actually, so I haven't watched the third episode yet. I do remember the first season grabbed me, right? The first season, the first episode, I was like, okay, I can get into this. Whereas the second season has maybe started out a little bit more slowly. So I'm kind of with you. Mixed reviews so far. I haven't watched the third episode yet. But yeah, it definitely does not. Brooklyn Rob, I owe him money at this point. I should be sending you a couple $100. Just don't know why I'm doing this, but here you go. Thank you so much, Brooklyn Rob. You are the man. Alex M, shout out to Donno for the best South Florida sports pod. Thank you so much, my friends. All right, guys. Oh, Vaughn 954 sneaks in. Yo to you as well. Yeah, every Dolphin fan, enjoy the first round tonight. Just Miami's not going to trade into it. Do not go in expecting that. 99% chance it's not going to happen. We're not going to pick tonight, but just enjoy it. Let's hope the Jets completely screw up, and we will talk to you guys again tomorrow on another episode of Donno Daily on the 5 Reasons Sports Network. See ya.